episode 3 of the Bright Lights podcast. I'm your host, Deegs, joined as always by my co-host, Mahoney.
What's up, guys?
And PT.
How you guys doing?
Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the Baseball Hall of Fame ballot, the MLB hot stove and free agency rumors. PT is going to dive into a little bit of football news and give you guys this week 13 power rankings. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the college football playoffs and the Heismen voting. So we're not going to waste any time. We're not going to waste our time or your time. We're going to jump right into this. Mahoney, go ahead and explain how we're doing this Hall of Fame ballot.
The sixth player ever with 45 home runs, 200 hits, and 150 RBIs in the season.
All right.
Crazy.
The next one we got is Joe Carter.
No, I haven't gone.
I don't have Joe Carter either. 2 memorable home runs, but I just don't think his numbers are up to par for Hall of Fame ballot.
No, I agree.
All right. Next one, Will Clark.
I have him going to the Hall of Fame, but Deegs, I know this is your guy. I'll let you talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Big Will Clark guy. Definitely have him going to the Hall of Fame. 2-time Silver Slugger, won an MVP in a pennant, a Gold Glove, 56.5 career WAR player, 6-time All-Star, 284 home runs, 1,205 RBIs. This is where I think really gets to him. His career batting line, 303 batting average. It's above 300 hitter for your career.
Yeah.
Probably gets it done right there.
And he was good with the glove, too.
384 on base percentage. It's not bad. It's not elite.
No.
It's definitely above average. A career 880 OPS. He only has 2,200 hits, but like you said, plus 300 batting average. Good glove.
Yeah.
Guy was an MVP in a playoff series, so I think Will Clark's Hall of Fame.
Agreed.
All right. Next one we have is Oral Hershiser.
I think Oral is definitely going to the Hall of Fame. Not definitely, but I think he's going to the Hall of Fame.
I agree. I think he's going to the Hall of Fame, but I don't think it's because of what he did, particularly in the regular season. I'm going to go with it's the fact that he had phenomenal out of this world postseason numbers.
Yeah, I mean, he had a Cy Young in 1988. He has 200-plus wins. But if you look at his postseason, he has 18 starts. He was 8-3, a 2.5 ERA, and 4 complete games, and 2 of those were complete game shutouts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to compare Oral Hershiser to Madison Bumgarner.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, I agree.
Madison Bumgarner is a great pitcher in the regular season, too. But I think when Madison Bumgarner's name comes across as a ballot,
postseason,
it's you don't think of him being. I mean, obviously he's a phenomenal pitcher, but the first thing that comes to mind when it comes to Madison Bumgarner,
he's got to stay off those 4-wheelers, though.
Is definitely what he did in the postseason, and it's the same thing with Hershiser. Yep. So I think he gets into.
Agreed.
All right. Davey Johnson.
Nope.
Yeah,
I don't know much about him.
No. All right. Charlie Manuel.
No, but I think he has a fighting chance.
Yeah, he'll get there at some point, I think, too. Just not this time around.
All right. Lou Piniella.
Again, I think he's got a shot, but I don't think he's getting it.
I think he has a legitimate shot, but not this time.
Yeah.
And Lee Smith.
Yeah, I think he's going to the Hall of Fame.
I have Lee Smith going to the Hall of Fame, too. The win-loss record is a little bit deceiving, 71-92. Not what you want to see for a guy that we have going to the Hall of Fame to have a...
I mean, he was a reliever, though,
exactly,
so, yeah.
So reliever, fine. 303 ERA, I mean, not stellar, but definitely above average.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing here is when he retired, he was the all-time saves leader before Trevor Hoffman broke that record. 478 career saves, more than 1,000 strikeouts. He led the league in saves 4 times. Was a 3-time reliever of the year. I mean, in a position that a lot of people don't believe should be Hall of Famers as closers because they only pitch 1 inning.
Yeah.
I do think that one of the biggest criteria in terms of being Hall of Famer is if you are dominant and effective at your position, and this guy was dominant and effective at his position, so I'm going to go with Lee Smith.
Yeah, but I think the most interesting fact about Lee Smith was that he was top 5 in Cy Young 3 times.
Correct. As
a reliever. I think that's insane.
That is insane.
I don't think I don't think anybody's done that. Maybe Rivera.
Probably Rivera. Probably
Hoffman. Maybe.
Probably Hoffman, Rivera. You might see.
But then again, those are the best closers of all time.
Exactly. So when you get to those guys, I agree. I think with his numbers, I mean, he's got more strikeouts than Mariano Rivera does in his career. The guy was dominant.
Smith?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
The guy was dominant in his position. So I think he's Hall of Famer.
Definitely.
All right, and then we have George Steinbrenner.
Yeah, I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I mean, you look at his track record. 7 times, he won the World Series 7 times. 11 pennants. Was the GM of probably possibly one of the greatest teams of all time. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and I think the fact that he did it for 38 years too, and I think one of the things that are going to go under the radar with Steinbrenner is the fact that he signed some of the biggest free agents in New York Yankees history, like Reggie Jackson, Goose Gossage, Dave Winfield, Phil Niekro, and Louis Tiant. I think all those guys are pretty much. I think all those guys are Hall of Famers. Is Tiant a Hall of Famer?
No. Now, of those 5 guys, Tiant's the one guy's not a Hall of Famer. But the first 3,
Jackson, Goose, and Winfield.
They're all in the Hall of Fame.
So,
Yeah.
All right.
Steinbrenner, definitely in the Hall of Fame.
I agree.
Okay, now we're going to move on. First we have up, in his first appearance on the ballot is Jason Bay.
Jason, buddy, you were good in Pittsburgh, and you know what? He actually won an MVP with the Red Sox.
He's not making the Hall of
No,
Fame.
he's not. I'm just saying, though, that he won an MVP with the Red Sox.
Fantastic.
I'm just saying.
I hope he looks at that trophy every day because
he probably does.
Never making it to Cooperstown.
No, he won't, but still got that MVP.
All
right, but go ahead.
All right, the second one, Lance Berkman, and this is also his first appearance.
I don't think he's getting in the Hall of Fame, and I don't think he's ever going to get in the Hall of Fame, but I think he has a fighting shot, like towards the end.
I think the only chance he has of making it is on the Today Air ballot.
Yeah, and I bet you he would have got there if he beat the White Sox in 05.
All right, I hate you. I hate Berkman. I just really hate you. You had to bring that up.
I had to. There's actually a couple of 5 Astros on this. All right, go ahead.
All right, we have a returner here on the ballot. We have Barry Bonds.
All right, let's get into the steroid talk because that's exactly where this conversation is going to go. If you use steroids, you should definitely still be able to go in the Hall of Fame. And I'm going to start that off with Barry Bonds should most definitely be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the best hitter all time.
I've gone into many arguments with people about if Barry Bonds should be a Hall of Famer. I'm just going to read you off his career numbers.
Look, my note on Barry Bonds is too many accolades to even talk about.
Okay. Barry Bonds. Mm-hmm. We were talking about Will Clark, 60 WAR player. Like, that's pretty good.
Oh, God.
Barry
I don't
Bonds,
even want to know his WAR.
163 career WAR player. That's number 1 all time, if you're wondering. 298 batting average. Okay, for a guy who was primarily a power hitter and never got pitched to, that is absurd.
He leads all time in intentional walks.
He led the league in walks 12 times. In one season, he walked 232 times.
Oh, my God.
232 walks in one season.
He probably still had over 200 hits that season, too.
2,935 career hits. A career batting on base percentage of 444. A career OPS of 1.051. The all-time walk leader with 2,558 walks and the all-time home run leader with 762 home runs. He was a batting champ twice. He drove in 2,000 runs. Seven-time MVP, which is the most all-time. 12 times Silver Slugger, a 14-time All-Star, on top of being the greatest hitter to ever play the game of baseball. Mm-hmm. He has 8 Gold Gloves, too.
And I think the fact of how feared he was around the league.
They intentionally walk him
with the bases loaded. Yeah.
This guy should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
No, easily. What is this, his 6th?
Yeah, if he doesn't get into the Hall of Fame, baseball is
doing it wrong. Yeah.
And I obviously he used steroids. I understand.
But that doesn't make him
Steroids
hit the ball better.
Exactly. Steroids make you stronger, but they don't give you
Hand-eye coordination.
Hand-eye coordination and the eye that Barry Bonds had and the ability to take his walks and all that stuff. But you have to also remember that Barry Bonds was hated by the media because he was kind of a jackass.
Nah, he was.
During his career.
Especially with the video games.
And who votes for the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I know the writers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I never even thought about that, actually.
He's going to get in at some point. If he doesn't get in and his name ends up on the Today era ballot, the MLB is stupid. They're doing it wrong. But I think we can both agree that Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer.
110%. I actually saw this stat today. It was like if Barry Bonds came back and played, it went 0 for 1,700 at bats. His on base percentage would still be over 400.
That's unreal.
It's stupid.
Stupid.
Go to the next one because I'm getting angry now.
Okay, we have another returner in Roger Clemens.
Again, steroids. He should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. I don't want to get worked up about this. Deegs, talk about it.
More than 300 wins, 7 Cy Youngs, almost 5,000 strikeouts, 4,700 strikeouts, a 139.6 WAR, which is third all time for pitchers. You know, the guy won an MVP.
Okay, he had the AL Triple Crown
Twice.
Back-to-back years,
Yes.
97 and 98.
He won the World Series twice. He led the league in ERA 7 times.
7? Jesus.
7 times, an 11-time All-Star.
And you're telling me he's not a Hall of Famer MLB? Come on.
He used steroids. Cool. Like, he still struck out 4,700 batters.
I think that Roger Clemens has more of a fight against it than Barry Bonds.
Yes.
Because how could steroids make you a better pitcher?
Makes you throw harder.
I know, but like that's not a difference in today's game. Like everybody's throwing 100
but
plus.
not in his era.
Even then, there were people throwing 100.
But
I mean, look at somebody else on this ballot, Billy Wagner.
There was relievers throwing 100. There wasn't starting pitchers throwing 100.
Yeah, you're right. But still.
No, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. So
Yeah.
is Barry Bonds. I don't want to talk about that. There's some other guys in here that use steroids. It's going to piss me off that people don't think that they're going to get in. But
Yep. All right, PT.
Next one, another returner in Jose Contreras.
Jose Contreras.
He was on the White Sox.
He was. And I met him at Sox Fest 2 years ago, and he signed.
Not a Hall of Famer.
No, he's not. I'm just telling a story here. I met him at Sox Fest, and I didn't even wait in line. While I was waiting outside the bathroom, he signed my baseball.
Really?
I was so honored. I was completely honored by Jose Contreras. But, yeah, no, he's not a Hall of Famer.
His ERA is almost at 5. He's not a Hall of Famer. He's just on here.
He's got 97 wins, I think.
He's just on here because he played more than
10 seasons, yeah. Go ahead, PT.
Another returner in Ryan Dempster.
Ryan Dempster, I love you on MLB Network, but you are not a Hall of Famer. I saw him throw a bullpen once, and just me and him, he threw a bullpen. It was awesome. I was just standing there.
Commentary, just him and Mark DeRosa, great.
They're awesome together.
But he's not making the Hall of Fame.
No.
Sorry.
Great guy, though.
Sorry, Ryan.
Yeah, great guy, but he's not.
All right. Another returner in Octavio Dotel.
Octavio Dotel is not getting the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he was good for like 3 years.
With the White Sox and the Royals.
The Diamondbacks, maybe more than 3 years, but I don't care. Not a Hall of Famer.
He had a good windup.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
Not a windup stretch toss thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's not a Hall of
Had
Famer.
to be
No.
a first baseman.
Yep, thank you. All right, go ahead, PT.
All right, and then another first-timer in Freddie Garcia.
Freddie Garcia, Sweaty Freddie. Loved you on my White. Wow, there's a lot of White Sox players on this freaking ballot.
Notice how a lot of them aren't Hall of Famers.
All right, PT.
All right.
Teams. But yeah, no, he's not a Hall of Famer.
No, not at all.
Maybe his sweat might get him.
I liked him though. He was a good player.
Yeah, he was a good player.
All right, making his first appearance, John Garland.
John Garland, another White Sox player. Not getting into the Hall of Fame.
Nope, not happening.
Nope.
All right, another first one, Travis Hafner.
No, but I think he might
Nope.
down the line. Never?
No.
Never?
No.
Never.
There's probably about 10 guys I'd take over him on this list right now.
I'd like later. Like the today era, he would get in.
I don't think so.
I'm not saying he's getting in.
I don't think so.
Check his numbers real quick. Just tell me how many home runs he had.
That was seems like a really awkward pause.
There won't be an awkward pause because me and PT are going to talk. How you doing, PT?
It's a good day. It's a good day.
Yeah, great day, dog.
PT passed his Excel test today.
Yeah, that's a big one.
He only hit 213 home runs.
Okay, yeah, no, he's never getting the Hall of
270
Fame.
batting average with 1,000 hits.
Yeah, Travis Hafner, what are you doing, dog? Why are you even on this ballot?
Correct, because he played more than 10 years.
I know. All right, continue.
All right, another first-timer, Roy Halladay.
Oh, rest in peace, buddy. He will get into the Hall of Fame next year, not this year.
I have him on my ballot this year. Probably because childhood hero growing up, Roy Halladay. I was really sad when he died.
Do you think that if he didn't die last year, do you think he would still be a first ballot, or do you think some people would hold off?
I think some people would hold off.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that because he's a great pitcher.
No, he's
But
fantastic.
I think it's the fact that he's dead that he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. But rest in peace, Roy.
Rip.
200-plus wins, 3.38 ERA, almost 2,200 strikeouts. Guy threw a perfect game. Guy threw a no-hitter in the playoffs. Won the Cy Young twice. 8-time All-Star, 64 WAR. I just have a feeling Roy Halladay is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and here's an interesting fact on Roy Halladay. He's one of 6 pitchers all time with 200 wins and a 650 win percentage.
That's nuts.
Pretty good.
I remember him. I used to throw like him with the whole pitch back, pause.
I really hope he's an MLB The Show next year. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, he's a living legend. Rest in peace.
67 complete games.
Unreal.
Here's another crazy stat.
Unreal.
Since 2009, and he played till what? 2012?
Somewhere around
Yeah. If you look at it today, he still has the most complete games since
there.
2009.
Yeah, I remember you showed me that.
That's insane.
Nuts.
It's crazy.
9 seasons. That's nuts.
Yeah.
All right, another first-timer, Todd Helton.
Eventually, we'll get into the Hall of Fame, not this year.
Yeah, I got a star next to his name. He's not making it this year. I don't think he's better than the 10 guys I have going in, but definitely makes it at some point.
He had over 312 seasons, 20 home runs 8 times, 30 home runs 6 times. One of 7 all-time with 2 seasons of 400 or more bases. He's 19th all-time in OPS, 19th in doubles, and 27th in on-base percentage.
Yeah, he's getting it.
Yeah, he'll
just
get
not
it.
this time around, Tom.
Especially because what he did with the Rockies. I mean, that Rockies team is nothing without him.
Correct.
And he's got the best video ever of him about, a foot off first base, and the umpire called the runner out.
Yeah.
You ever seen that video?
Yeah.
Hilarious. Continue, PT.
All right, another returner, Roman Hernandez.
Nope.
I'm going to keep it real with you. I have no idea who this is.
Really? You never heard? Big dude?
No, he's not.
Or is that Levon Hernandez?
That's Levon Hernandez. So you don't even know who this is.
I don't even know either. All right, next guy.
No,
Right.
Sorry to the Ramon Hernandez estate,
The
but
fan club.
yeah, the fan club.
You're not getting in, buddy.
Yeah, sorry.
Another returner, Andrew Jones.
Not this year, but he's most definitely 110% a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's not making it this year. I give it at max 4 years before Andrew Jones is the Hall of Fame.
I think next year, honestly.
Yeah, he dominated. We talked about it earlier. You have to be dominant in your position to make to be in the Hall of Fame.
I got a
runs-wise,
yes.
defensively, the speed. Andrew Jones is a Hall of Famer.
All right, 10 Gold Gloves.
Unreal.
One of 6 all time in the outfield to have 10 Gold Gloves.
That's unreal.
Listen to this stat. This is what's going to make him a Hall of Famer. 434 home runs and 10 Gold Gloves. The only people that have the only players that have more than 400 more home runs than him and 10 Gold Gloves is Griffey, Schmidt, and Willie Mays.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, 100%. When I saw that stat, he's going in as a Chicago White Sox.
All right.
Sorry, I ruined that. I ruined that with that.
You just ruined it.
I ruined that.
Legacy forever.
He's pretty good with the White Sox, though.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah. All right, continue.
Another returner with Jeff Kent.
Now, I think he played for the White Sox actually.
He was at his best with the Dodgers and the
Yeah.
Giants.
Yeah, and the Giants. Yeah. I don't think he's
I
going.
don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Maybe
He's the Hall of Very Good.
He's a Hall of Very Good. Maybe
Yeah.
he sneaks in on today's era ballot. Probably not, but I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
All right, first timer Ted Lilly.
Ted Lilly.
No,
No.
we'll keep it short. No,
Another first timer in Derek Lowe.
No.
I'm sorry, Derek Lowe. No.
Derek Lowe Estate, we apologize.
Returner Edgar Martinez.
Oh, the side kills me. Come on.
Huh?
Come on.
No, the sigh is because of the fact he's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
Good.
He should have got in last year.
Yeah, he was like 70%.
He was at 69 or 70%. I don't remember.
70.3.
69.
Yeah, 69. All right, cool. But I think the biggest fact for Edgar Martinez getting in this year is his final year. He had over 310 times. Another interesting stat from Mahoney. 1 of 9 all-time with a 300 career average, over 300 homers, 500 doubles, and over 500 slugging. And there's a freaking award named after him. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 68 career award player, 312 batting average. 418 OBP for a DH. That's elite, in my opinion.
There's literally an award named after him.
5-time Silver Slugger, 7-time All-Star, won the batting title twice. Compare his numbers next to Big Papi. He's got better numbers than Big Papi.
Really?
Yeah, he does.
And Big Papi's like, he'll get in his third or fourth year.
Correct. If you actually look at their numbers side by side, he's got better numbers than Big Papi does. Like I've said a few times.
I love me some Big Papi, though.
Oh, me too.
Oh.
I have a Big Papi autograph. Fantastic.
Oh, beautiful.
But
love
if
it.
you, like I've been saying the whole time, if you dominate at your position,
You should be a Hall of Famer, and he was a DH.
He's probably the greatest DH of all time.
Mhm.
Him or Big Papi.
Or Harold Baines. Harold
Exactly.
Baines was a DH.
So I'm going to go Edgar Martinez, definitely a Hall of Famer. If he doesn't get in this year, I'm going to be very upset.
I'm going to be incredibly upset, and we're going to talk about it on the podcast if he doesn't. PT.
Okay, returner Fred McGriff.
The only reason I have Fred McGriff going into the Hall of Fame, well, not the only reason, but one of the bigger reasons is that it's his last year on the ballot. He was top 10 in MVP 6 times. He had 30 or more home runs 10 times, more than 100 RBIs 8 times, and he won the Silver Slugger 3 times.
Yeah, former San Diego Padre legend. Fred
Was he
McGriff.
really?
He was on that 98 team, I'm pretty sure, went to the World Series. So,
He'll probably go in as Brave, though.
oh yeah, no, he's not going in as
Yeah.
a Padre, but I don't have him going on this year.
Uh-huh.
I think he definitely gets to today's era ballot. at some
Yeah,
point.
either way, I think he's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer. I just don't have him on here.
Yeah, I could agree with you. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get in, but I think he should.
All right, we have another returner, Mike Mussina.
I do not have him going to the Hall of Fame this year, but I do believe he does eventually go in there.
This might be my pitcher's bias coming out, but I got Mussina going to the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
270 wins. The ERA is a little high, 3.68. Almost 3,000 strikeouts, so you're getting near the 300 win, 3,000 strikeouts. Career 1.192 WHIP. For a pitcher, 83 WARs, not bad.
That's like CeCe, isn't it? CeCe's kind of hovering around those numbers.
CC's going to get 3,000 strikeouts as I come here. He's like 60 away, so he'll
Yeah.
get there.
He's pretty close to 300 wins,
Also
too.
a Hall of Famer, by the way.
Yeah,
CC.
he is a Hall of Famer, yeah.
5-time All-Star. I think what really sets Mussina out, he won 7 Gold Gloves, which a lot of people don't think that.
Think about pitchers.
that a
as-
pitcher viewing this
yeah.
position is important. It really is. There's a lot of times when
Yeah.
games can be decided by pitchers making good plays. Guy was good in the postseason. You know, he's a World Series champ, so I'm taking like Mussina.
Yeah,
Hall of
agreed.
Famer.
All right, we have first-timer Darren Oliver.
No, I
Sorry, Darren.
Shout out to the Oliver family, but
No, you're not getting that, buddy. Yeah.
Another first-timer Roy Oswalt.
This pains me so much to say because Roy Oswalt was my favorite pitcher to watch when I was younger. I looked at his numbers today thinking, he's going to get in someday. I looked at he's not getting in. I don't think he's getting in ever.
electric with the Astros.
He didn't play long enough.
He didn't play long enough.
He wasn't good long enough.
Hall of Fame of good for 4 years or 5
Yeah.
years. That's more.
Once he went to the Phillies, it's just,
That's my Roy Oswalt
that hurts.
bid. I don't think he makes it.
No.
But he was a good player. So
That,
shout
yeah,
out
he
to
was a
you, Roy
fantastic pitcher, yeah.
First-timer Andy Pettit.
My mom's favorite player. Shout out, Mom.
Shout out, Mom.
Yep, shout out. He will definitely make the Hall of Fame, not this year, but he eventually will.
Oswalt. Pitcher bias coming back out.
You think he's getting him this year?
I got Pettit going in, baby. Again, another guy that used steroids. I don't care.
Did he really?
I believe so, yeah. 260 wins. ERA, again, high. 3.85 ERA. 2,500 strikeouts. 60 WAR. 3-time All-Star. Here's why I think he gets in. 5-time
Postseason, yep.
5-time World Series champ. Very good in the postseason. He was the ALCS MVP. I just think he gets in.
Here's some
He was
postseason
on-
numbers.
He was on teams that were too good to not get in my
Yep.
opinion.
All right, postseason numbers right here. He's first all-time with wins, 19. First all-time with innings pitched, 276.2. Oh, no. I think it's 176.2.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah. And then first all-time in starts at 44. And he's second in strikeouts with 183.
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah, that helps his case.
All right. First-timer Juan Pierre.
Juan Pierre, honestly, is not going to be a Hall of Famer, but he's an interesting look.
Hall of Fame, very gooder, in my opinion.
Gooder, yeah.
It's a word now. I just made it.
Hall of Famer, good. All right.
Yeah.
Very fast.
Unbelievably fast.
Very good contact hitter. Very good defensive player. He's not making the Hall of Fame, though, in my opinion.
And he was, and he played with the White Sox, too. So, had to throw that one out there.
All right, man.
Miss
All
you,
right.
Juan.
first
Only one.
Placebo.
20 years
Which
from
is
now,
bullshit. I think they should go back to the way it used to be. But
I agree. In 20 years from now, when we're looking at someone that has 12 All-Star games and like 8 of them meant nothing and 4 of them actually meant something,
Yeah.
these guys played in games that are like, holy shit.
An all-star actually matters in the ballot now.
Exactly.
Come 10 years down the line, it might not mean that much.
Now these guys are like, holy shit, we're playing for who hosts the World Series.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
I think him being a 5-time All-Star helps. Great overall athlete, great overall player. I got Larry Walker going.
I was watching MLB Network on Sunday or Saturday, and they had this piece about Larry Walker about how he is probably the most underrated baseball player of all time.
I agree. I would agree with that 100%.
Honestly, I knew who Larry Walker was until I saw his stats today. I never realized how good he was in the field and as a hitter.
Yep.
I mean, that's insane. 7 Gold Gloves, and what was his batting average? 313.
313.
I mean, I'm surprised it's been 9 ballots,
Me
but
too.
I can see him going in this year. I just couldn't fit him on my ballot. It's doing this, like making your own ballots. I truly kind of understand now how difficult it is.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I don't think there's ever going to be a 100% Hall of Famer. Because there's going to be a writer that's going to be like, sure, Rivera's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but does he really need my vote to get in when a guy like Larry Walker does? So I think those are the kind of things that might make a writer think about who they're going to pick. Yeah.
All right. First timer, Vernon Wells.
Vernon Wells, great dude, not getting it.
No, not getting it either.
He actually wasn't – he didn't have a bad career, but he's not getting the Hall of Fame. Blue Jays and Yankees.
All right, returner, Jake Westbrook.
Nope.
I'm surprised he returned, actually. You need 5% to get to return to the ballot, and he got 5%.
How?
I don't know.
Whoever voted for him should be fired immediately.
There was more than one.
I know.
5% is like 6 people.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's absolutely terrible.
I don't know, like, next guy.
All right. First timer, Kevin Youkilis.
My dude, Uke, played for the White Sox, baby. But he's not a Hall of Famer this year. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer anytime soon, but I think he gets in down the line.
I got a star next to his name. That means I think he's going to get in at some point.
Yeah.
I think he gets in.
Okay,
Agreed.
and then my bad. Go ahead.
No, I said agreed. Yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
And then the last one, first timer, Michael Young.
Michael Young, surprisingly, again with me being fans of players that not a lot of people know about, Michael Young was one of my favorite baseball players watching while I was growing up, but he's not going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Not this year.
You think he's got a shot?
I got a star next to his name. The guy had a 300 career, batting average, like 2,400 hits.
What was his batting average?
300, exactly. I don't think he gets in, but I definitely think
He's got a fighting chance.
he's a Hall of Very Gooder.
Gooder.
100%.
Yeah. Nah, I think he's a Hall of Famer greater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also great defensively.
Fantastic defensively.
So, yeah, I think he's got a chance.
He's a Texas Ranger Hall of Famer.
Oh, for sure.
He already
his
is.
Jersey retired. Is he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did it last year.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Shout out Michael Young.
Those Rangers teams were insane with Kinsler and Young,
And they still couldn't win a World
Cruz.
Series. Hate to see that.
Well, they should have, but then David
Freeze
just
God mode.
let his lumber hang out on the table.
Right.
All right, so that can before I conclude our baseball talk of the Hall of Fame ballot, I want you guys to go through one more time and name off your top your 10 are going in because we did go through a lot, so just so we can clarify. So
All right.
Mahoney, you can start.
All right, I got Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Edgar Martinez, Fred McGriff, Manny Ramirez, Mariano Rivera, Kurt Schilling, Gary Sheffield, Sammy Sosa, and Billy Wagner.
So you heard it first. That's Mahoney's, and then Deegs.
I got Bonds, Clemens, Halladay, Martinez, Musina, Pettit, Ramirez, Rivera, Wagner, and Walker.
And for the today's game era ballot, I have who did I have? I had Baines, Bell, Hershiser, Lee Smith, and Steinbrenner.
For my today's era, I got Clark, Harold Baines, Lee Smith, and George Steinbrenner.
All right, and that concludes our Baseball Hall of Fame ballot talk. We're gonna move on here. We're gonna start off with the NFL and the Week 13.
Actually, before we get to the NFL, we're going to do the MLB hot
Oh
stove
yeah,
stuff.
my bad. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, Doug.
Jumped
I understand. PT's ready for his segment, baby.
He really wants to get going in this power rankings. But real quick,
Yeah, go ahead.
we're talking a little bit of hot stove stuff, some free agency. We've had a lot of stuff go down.
A ton. And today, there's been so many rumors, my head hurts.
Yeah, since we last talked about. I need to start this off real quick.
With the frickin' Mets, baby.
I need to give an apology
You do,
to the New York Mets.
We all apologize.
Someone at them, please.
I deeply apologize to the Mets. I still think you're a terrible franchise. And going all in and selling your future, even though you probably won't make the playoffs this year,
It's dumb.
is very dumb. Giving away Jared Kalenic and Dunn is
Dumb.
very dumb. They don't have to pay Cano that much. I mean, it'll suck when he's like 40 and can barely walk.
After this season, it's going to suck. He's 38, isn't he? Or 36?
36.
Two more.
He's got
yeah.
2 years. And
Yeah.
then they're paying him like 15 to 20 millions a dollar every single year. I don't think it's that bad of a trade. It's a bad trade, but not as bad as I made it out to be.
Yeah.
So that's my apology to the New York Mets. I still think your team sucks. You're not making the playoffs, not in that division. So, yeah, next thing we got to address is Gene Segura traded to the Philadelphia Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on this trade, Mahoney? Because I know we've talked about this a little bit.
I think it's a bad trade for the Mariners. I think they won the trade with the Mets, but I think they lost this one with the Phillies and the fact that, okay, they didn't give up Segura either. They gave up Pazos and one other reliever.
Juan Nicasio.
Yeah. And I think that the fact that they got Santana, who's an aging player who I don't think is going to improve, and J.P. Crawford, who should have been good 2 or 3 years ago, isn't doing anything. I just think they should have held on to Segura or trade him. Well, they wouldn't have held on to him anyways, but they should have traded him to someone else that would have given them better options.
I agree. I think Segura's a fantastic player.
Agreed.
And I think he's going to help this
Overrated.
Phillies.
Not overrated. Underrated. Yeah.
He's going to help this Phillies team out a lot. I think what they gave up wasn't as bad as what they got back. And what I mean by that is the fact that J.P. Crawford, I think in the Mariners' mind, they think because he was like a top prospect at some point that maybe he can tap into that.
I just don't.
I think the same thing that happened with Jerks and Profar is going to happen with him, where they were both highly touted prospects.
And nothing happened.
And nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
Santana, they're going to try and flip him again. I don't know who would take him.
Yeah.
The guy gets on base a lot. He's going to hit like 20 home runs every year.
Maybe. Yeah, he's a switch hitter too.
But he's getting paid too much money. And him playing first base blocked him their number one prospect, Evan Smith. Shout out Kentucky guy. He's their number one prospect. I don't think that was a good trade for Seattle. They definitely could have gotten more. They had a trade in place.
Well, Carlos Santana can catch too.
And he can play the outfield. But I don't think he's a good enough athlete to do all that.
No, zero. No. He's going to be toasted by 100 games if he catches.
They had a better deal, in my opinion, and this is not because I'm biased or anything, with the Padres to get Will Myers and Austin Allen.
That was an option.
In return for Segura and Mike Leake. So
throw Mike Leake. I think you guys could have gotten that for Segura. I don't think you could have thrown Mike Leake in there.
Well, Mike Leake's not good. And
he's average.
Making too much money. He's making $27 million.
But as a Padres fan, would you want that? Would you want Mike Leake?
Yeah, I hate Will Myers.
Why don't you like Myers?
He's injury prone. He hits $250 every year, and he's about to make $25 million every single year for next
year.
year.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, if he was with the Sox, I'd be upset.
But yeah, I don't think it was a good trade for the Mariners. They definitely could have gotten more. From the Phillies side, good trade. The big question being thrown around now, Mahoney, do you think this affects them getting Machado at all?
Who?
The Phillies. Knowing that Machado wants to play short and Segura plays short.
I didn't even think about that. I don't think they get Machado now. I think they go all in on Harper.
I agree. I think they are going to go all in on Machado because their front office has said that they're going to make a push for him.
But Machado's going to say no because he's going to have to play third.
Because he wants to play short. I don't know why. He's a way better defensive third baseman than he is.
Do you know why? Because shortstops are flashy and Machado's flashy.
Yeah, he's a dickhead too.
He's a douche.
Great player, but
douche
a dickhead. I agree. He's going to go, one, where the money goes, which I believe Philadelphia definitely has the money to afford.
Definitely.
Him. But two, the fact that he doesn't want to play third base, besides the fact that all the defensive metrics and everything, and the eye test shows that he's a better third baseman. He is a shortstop. It's just him being arrogant. So
and
I
being
think
all about himself.
I
He just
think-
wants to be the center of everything because shortstops are the center of everything.
this trade takes them out of the Machado running, but honestly,
I think it pushes them on the Harper running.
if you can go get a starting pitcher with the money that they were going to pay Machado, or get a starting pitcher and get some bullpen help with Segura, I think that makes your team better.
110%. Okay, next I wanted to slightly touch on this. It's not a big, it's kind of big, but it looks like the Yankees aren't going to get Real Muto now because they said Gary Sanchez is untouchable. Cashman announced it. He said Sanchez is untouchable. Yep.
Okay.
I don't agree with that
Let me tell you
at
some
all.
guys.
Because I think that if they traded Gary Sanchez to the Marlins for Real Muto, they would have won that trade
Easily.
50 times over.
Easily. Let me give you a list of players, and I'm not comparing Gary Sanchez to these guys who should be deemed untouchable. Okay?
Greg Bird.
Jacob deGrom
Yeah.
is untouchable. Mike Trout is untouchable. Aaron
Timeout. Mike Trout, untouchable at the moment. I think that we could see him traded next year.
Okay, but he's good enough to be untouchable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I agreed.
Aaron Nola, untouchable. All of those guys are the same age or close to the same age as Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez
Sucks.
should not be untouchable. He's a dickhead. He's
Can't catch.
gonna hit for a bunch of power, and that's about it.
He hit what? 12? I don't even think he hit 20 last year.
He hit like 25, but he hit like 180.
Yeah.
He is a terrible defensive player, and you can't even DH him in the National League because there is no DH.
Yeah.
So I think if the Yankees make that trade straight up, they win that trade in a heartbeat with how good Real Muto is.
All right. Now, this one I'm excited to talk about. Back to the New York Mets. Reports are coming out that they are strongly pursuing Kluber. And as a White Sox fan, I could not be happier.
I don't know if I'd be happier if I was a White Sox fan, and here's why. The Mets don't have a good farm system, which means that if they were going to trade for Kluber, they would have to trade some big league talent. And honestly, if I'm the Indians, the only player on that roster that I want for Kluber is Syndergaard. Makes less money. He's not as good, but he's a tick below. The only problem is the injury concerns, but they're going to ask for like a haul and a half for Kluber. And when it comes to like the Indians pitching staff as a whole, I think he's the least likely one to get traded simply because of how cheap he is. I think he makes like $12 million a year.
Yeah.
Which is like, for a guy that's been top 3 in the Cy Young for however long I can remember.
Hey, did the Indians ever end up signing Cookie? Or, extending him?
No, they're working on it.
They're working on it?
That right there, that they're working on an extension, shows me that they're not trading him.
Yeah.
So honestly,
that shows me that they're not going towards a rebuild either.
Honestly, and a lot of reports back this up. If you don't believe me, look it up. They're more inclined to trade Trevor Bauer than they are to trade Kluber or Carrasco, just because Bauer's only had one really good year, which is this last year.
And he's the best tweeter of all time.
Oh, 100% Hall of Fame for Twitter. He's first ballot.
Oh, easily, yeah. It's
But
hilarious. I love how
on
cocky
the
he
field,
is.
He's pretty damn good too, and the
He's
guy throws
fantastic.
gas, and his curveball is disgusting. And I think that they would get a very good haul for him because he's like 26. So Kluber to the Mets, I don't think it happens. Kluber to the Dodgers with a farm system where you can get Verdugo or you can get Urias, and you might be able to throw in Jock Peterson, who's terrible.
Shut your mouth. Jock Peterson is an angel.
Or Yasiel Puig and some more big league talent because they need outfielders. They need affordable outfielders. That's
Or
what
throwing Gavin Lux.
Shout out Gavin Lux.
Shout out Gavin Lux.
Shout out Gavin Lux. Big Gavin Lux guy.
Yep.
Even though I hate the Dodgers. But yeah, I do not see him getting traded to the Mets because they don't have the assets to do it.
Actually, you know what? Now they said Dodgers, I can see it. But going to the Dodgers, they extended Dave Roberts. A lot of Dodgers fans giving him a lot of hate, which I don't understand. He brought you to back-to-back World Series appearances. Sure, you guys didn't win, but being there, I mean, there's only 2 teams, and you were one of them, so stop being crybabies. Yeah, I think it was a good move by the Dodgers, extending him to 2022.
I don't care. I hate the Dodgers.
All right, cool. All right, next.
I'm done talking about them.
The Bryce Harper sweepstakes, they're in full swing
I don't
now.
even know who the hell's going to get him.
I'm so lost.
If you told me, because now there's reports that Magic Johnson flew out to LA.
I heard reports. He said today he didn't see him.
Exactly. Now he didn't go to Vegas. I guess the Astros are checking in on him.
So apparently this came out yesterday. The Yankees, Phillies, White Sox, and Dodgers met with him yesterday at his home.
But now
Magic Johnson, yeah.
And there's reports that the Cubs are checking in on him. San Diego's checked in on him. The Astros have checked in on him.
Just pick a freaking team, Bryce.
St. Louis has checked in on him. I don't know. I threw out the Dodgers in our predictions just because I could see it happening. They have the money, but I have no idea where the hell he's going.
Now, here's an interesting talk. Sonny Gray.
Oh, let's go.
Okay.
Give me some Sonny Gray love.
To the Brewers. That's what I'm hearing right now.
I've been hearing Sonny Gray to the Padres, MLB Network.
Really?
Confirmed. He's not actually traded, but like that's the report has been confirmed.
I've heard Brewers, and I can see San Diego. 2 reasons why. He excels in smaller market teams.
Agreed. That is the biggest reason why I think
When he went from Oakland to New York, he struggled.
if he gets traded to Milwaukee, and even though
He'd be good.
Milwaukee went to the pennant last year, and
They're still a smaller
were a game
team.
away from going to the World Series.
Uh-huh.
Still a smaller team. He's going to be phenomenal in Milwaukee. I really see him being like, especially in a contract year, potentially an all-star if he goes to San Diego.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
Or
a pitcher's
I think he'd be
friendly
a
park.
comeback player of the year.
It's a pitcher's friendly park.
Uh-huh.
They won't have to give up that much to get him because he had a 5 ERA last year.
Mm-hmm.
In Oakland, small market, phenomenal.
Oh,
phenomenal.
yes,
pitcher.
fantastic.
When he was traded to the Yankees,
I thought, oh God, here we go. They're going to be unreal.
Look at his home road splits. At home at Yankee Stadium in front of the biggest crowd in all of Major League Baseball, terrible. On the road, he was actually an above average to average starting pitcher. So I think, again, he's going to get traded at some point. I would be shocked if he didn't get traded after these winter meetings. So I think a deal will get done during the
next
winter
weekend, this weekend, yeah.
But keep your eyes open for what Sonny Gray does, especially in a contract year.
All right, now our last talk. This is a big one, boys. Patrick Corbin.
We got one more after this.
Who?
Goldschmidt.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about Goldschmidt first because I want to talk about Corbin for a little bit. Apparently, rumors came out that Goldschmidt could be traded to the Cardinals, which I think that'll move Carpenter to either second or third. But if they get Moustakas, which I think they will, that'd be a pretty good infield. Wong's a short.
No, it's DeYoung. Paul DeYoung.
Shoot, then where would Wong go? They'd probably trade him.
Gold.
He should have been a Gold
Or just
Glover.
bring him off the bench. I mean, Matt Carpenter's better hitter than him.
Yeah, true. So it'd go Goldschmidt, Carpenter, top tier baseball alum.
Yeah, Paul
DeYoung.
Shout out top tier.
Shout out top tier, roll tier. And then third base, I strongly think it'll be Moustakas. Then the outfield will be Ozuna. O'Neal, who's got a stick and a half.
Yeah.
He can rake.
You got Jose Martinez out there too.
Jose Martinez had a pretty good year too. They're definitely gonna be better than they were last year, and last year they just missed the cutoff. I think they either I think they've got a really good chance of making a wild card after we see the Diamondbacks and the Rockies kind of calm down, because that's what we've seen the last couple of years is the Rockies and Diamondbacks really fight for that wild card. We'll see teams like the Cardinals or possibly the Mets next year kind of compete more for it. But I could definitely see the Cardinals being a wild card team because I think the Brewers-Cubs battle is going to be unreal in the NL Central next year.
If they get Paul Goldschmidt, I think it solidifies the fact that they have to go out and get Moustakas because that infield is a lot of power. It's not an infield that you would want to face in a playoff game.
Yes.
What it would take to get him, I would hope they wouldn't give up Tyler O'Neill because that dude rakes. He mashes.
Did I say Paul O'Neill earlier?
No, you said Tyler O'Neill.
Okay, yeah, all right.
So, I mean, I don't know what they would give up for him. I'm not an expert on the Cardinals farm system whatsoever.
I'm not either.
But I think a lot of things come up from this trade.
Every team has prospects, good prospects. Everybody can trade their good prospects. So I could definitely see them going for Goldschmidt.
Yeah. And some signs that come from this trade. One, obviously, if Arizona trades him, they're entering a rebuild. I don't think he's.
Who else would they trade?
He's Jake Lamb. He's young.
Jake Lamb, Rake Lamb, baby.
He's their best player, Paul Goldschmidt.
110, yeah.
So trading him and the fact that they've had interest in trading him, like they're actively shopping him, shows me they're going into a rebuild. Great pickup for the Cardinals. I think to compete in that division where you have the Cubs and Milwaukee, you can't forget about Pittsburgh. I know they're not that good, but they were an average team last year.
They were over 500 for most of the season until the end.
Exactly.
As soon as they got Archer, which people would have thought would have made them better, they got worse.
That's so it puts them in contention with those guys. They have to go out and add some pitching. So
Uh-huh.
if they do get Goldschmidt, don't be surprised that you hear the Cardinals' names floating around there for some starting pitchers like Uvalde or Happ or something
Or
like that.
another Diamondback that's on the market, Zach
Greinke.
Greinke. I don't see him going to the Cardinals, but I have heard reports about the Twins. It would make no sense for the Twins to go after him. But I've still seen rumors with the Twins, and I could see the Twins doing it for absolutely no reason.
Just because they're the Twins.
Just because they're the Twins and they're going to be awful. Yeah.
Yeah, but I actually think that this Goldschmidt trade is going to happen at some point, probably
I
at the
agree.
winter meetings. One, he's a free agent, and two, after this year, and two, Arizona wants to rebuild. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, and then our final baseball talk for the night, and then we'll go to PT's wonderful football segment.
Patrick Corbin.
Jesus. Patrick Corbin signing with the Nationals, 6 years, $140 million, making $23 a year. I honestly thought he was going to make less per year,
Too.
but I think it's a good signing by the Nationals. And I think with this signing, I'm curious I wish I could step in Bryce Harper's mind and just see what he's thinking right now. Because the fact that the Nationals signed a great pitcher, they're going to have a fantastic rotation next year. And Scherzer, Strasburg, Rourke, Corbin, and Ross. And if they bring Harper back somehow, which I don't think is out of the possibility, they have Rendon. Do they have Matt Adams? Do they have Matt Adams? No, he's with the Braves. Trey Turner,
Young Gomes now.
Soto, Robles. I think they could be a playoff team next year. They could battle for the playoffs.
If they get Harper back, they're a playoff team. With Corbin, okay, look at the rotation. The only thing that they need now
is one more fifth guy. Because I don't think Joe Ross can do it.
No, they need a bullpen. They don't have a bullpen. That's been their biggest problem ever. They've never, ever had a good bullpen.
Well, there's a lot of relievers on the market.
Exactly. And if you look at the Nationals, their pitching is going to be disgusting.
Oh, it's going to be so
Max
good.
Scherzer,
Strasburg, if they stay healthy.
Patrick Corbin, and you just listed off all the
Rourke, Ross, yeah.
And all the
Oh yeah,
players.
top tier player. Rourke, just wanted to throw that out there.
I think I think they have the money to do it. I think there's an actual chance that they can bring Harper back. I know that he denied a $300 million 10-year deal from them. Maybe they bump it up to like $340 million for 10 years or something like that with a player option.
But still, I don't think $40 million is enough. I think they got to be hovering around the 400 range.
Yeah, me too. I mean, possibly.
Unless if he wants to stay in Washington.
Probably not. I mean, if he wanted to stay in Washington, he probably would have kept that. He probably would have taken that 300.
Yeah, possibly.
But I don't know. I think this is a great pickup by the Nationals. Reports did come out that New York and Philadelphia both didn't want to go more
I thought
than
110%. They didn't want to go more than 5?
No, they wanted to stay at $100 million for 5. That was their push.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But I still think that even earlier when I heard about the whole Nationals thing, I still thought that he was going to sign with the Yankees or Phillies.
Yeah, for me it was Yankees, Phillies.
I didn't even think the Nationals, honestly.
Those are my 3. And, I mean, he went to Washington. Good for him. Shout out Patrick Corbin.
Corbin, good job. Corbin Estate, congratulations. Welcome to Washington.
That is all we have for baseball talk today.
PT, buddy.
My buddy Price Temple over here has been
hanging tight
to talk some football. He's going to give you some power rankings. We're going to talk a little bit about some Week 13.
It's time for Mahoney's turn to sit back and relax and listen.
And then we're going to talk a little bit about college football. So, PT, all you, baby.
Yeah, so we had an interesting Week 13 in football, I think. We'll start off with a couple of things. I don't know. I didn't even realize this until I looked this morning that the Colts-Jags games, there was a total of 6 points scored.
And
Andrew Luck was my quarterback for fantasy, and he has been on fire lately. The 1 week I start him because Trubisky's hurt, he gives me, 6 points?
When we did our picks, I picked the Jags, and I told you guys, their offense is terrible, but that defense is still locked up. And we saw that happen.
Yeah. I think they finally played their first decent game this year.
I agree with you.
Not their offense, though.
No, obviously they scored 6 points. And
was it 2 field goals?
Yes, it's that was an awful game. Going to up north to my rivals with the Packers, McCarthy got fired.
Poor guy.
I've heard some mixed emotions about it. I've heard it kind of threw people off, and then I heard that kind of Aaron Rodgers was
Douchebag.
just good with it, man. And everyone's kind of putting the blame on McCarthy, but when I was listening to First Take this morning,
Yep, I was listening to that
they
too.
made a huge point that Aaron Rodgers did not play on Sunday.
No.
He honestly hasn't played all season.
He had a very bad game on Sunday. but
Awful.
I know a lot of Packers fans, and if you actually really look into it, if you look at the track record and the fact that McCarthy calls all their plays, he deserved to get fired. He was getting fired at the end of this year no matter
Oh,
what.
yeah, I agree.
They weren't making the playoffs. The fact that Rodgers, who, I mean, with how talented he is, he should have the right to change the plays if you see something. But the fact that a report came out that he changed the majority of the plays called by McCarthy at the line of scrimmage, it just shows you that
McCarthy didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
exactly. And I've been saying this for a while, and reports came out like within the hour of him getting fired that Cleveland was working on like getting him in. I've been saying future coach of the Cleveland Browns, Mike McCarthy. I can't wait for him to go and screw that team up. And so they are not good in my division.
But you know what, though? I think that Green Bay completely disrespected McCarthy.
Yeah,
the
way
fact
they
that
fired him was terrible.
Awful. He won a Super Bowl for you guys, and he had like a 600 win percentage. Sure, probably wasn't all him. Sure, it was Rodgers. But the fact that he's been coach there for a while.
Yep, long time.
I honestly think it's the fact that it's the inability.
Not even to warn him, just tell him, come into my office and you're gone.
I mean, yeah, that's a terrible way to fire someone. It's the same thing with the Bulls firing Hoiberg.
Okay, all right. Hoiberg is
terrible coach, but
awful.
Shows up to practice and they just fire him. Like, that's kind of bad.
Okay, but he had a 300 win percentage.
Yeah, but still, like, at least have some decency. Like, give the guy a call, come to my office. Dude, plans in practice, and then he gets fired. Like
his son goes to Hinsdale Central right by my house too. Shout out Hoiberg's son. Sorry, buddy, you're going to be moving soon.
Yeah. But going back to McCarthy, obviously they underachieved this year. It's not all his fault. Rodgers has not played like we've seen him play. Has he played some games injured? Yes. Has he had great games? Yes.
Against my Bears week one.
Week one, he looked like
God
was going to win the MVP. Like,
yeah, we thought they were going to have another great year, and I was scared as a Bears fan.
Then they took a shit.
Now you lose to the worst team in football. Like, that's bad. And part of it's Rodgers, part of it is McCarthy's inability to give up the play call duties when his play calls haven't been working. But everybody knew that this firing was happening. I knew this firing was happening. So, yeah, let's move on.
All right, and then just another thing that's kind of backed up my word on why Kansas City is a top 3 team because of their offense. What's holding them back is their defense. Kansas City's defense gave up 33 points to the worst team in the NFL.
Oakland Raiders, baby. Shout out to my dad's best friend.
It's just a bad look for Kansas City. They're probably definitely wasn't their best week just because Hunt was they were probably shocked by this whole Hunt situation, and they're all not feeling very good about it. But it's just you can't give up 33 to the Raiders. Saints, my number 1 team on the top 5. They lost to the Cowboys. This was a little shocking at first, but the Saints just didn't look like themselves. And the Cowboys, they were rolling. The Cowboys are rolling right now. I think it's 3 in a row. They're playing really well. Their defense, that linebacker group with Smith and Van Der Esch, man. It's a good defense right now. All right, so that's kind of my takes from this weekend. My Bears lost. That was awful.
How about those Steelers, Deeks?
Steelers lost. It was a good week, man. All right, so now I'm just going to do my top 5 power rankings after week 13. It was an interesting week for sure. Number 1 with the Rams, 2 Saints, 3 Chiefs, 4 Patriots, and 5 Houston moves up into number 5.
What a stretch Houston is on.
9 games in a row.
And I don't think they're going to stop.
No,
they play the Ravens next week, right?
No, they don't play the Ravens.
I hate myself.
They're on fire, though.
Yeah.
9 straight wins.
Yeah. No. We'll touch back on it a little bit. But number 1, the Rams, they're just playing the best football in the NFL right now. Saints obviously lost, they just lost. You can't have them up there with 2 wins. Going with the Saints number 2, they lost this week, obviously. They didn't look the same. Drew Brees didn't look the same. They just didn't put it together. 3, Kansas City Chiefs. We kind of touched on this earlier, too. They gave up 33 to Oakland. That's not a good look either. I was actually thinking about moving back to 4 because of that, but I couldn't. The Patriots at 4, they're just playing good football right now. It's nothing special, but it's nothing bad also. like I said, Tom Brady's got Gronk back, and I think they finally have a full offense.
Mm-hmm.
5, the Texans. So this is the big talk. They are playing really, really good football right now.
Fantastic.
Their defense is. This is probably the reason why they're in the top 5 is because how complete their team is right now. Their defense is pretty scary. Clowney and
Badger.
Watt and the Honey Badger. They look really good right now. Deshaun Watson's he's bounced back, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch those guys. So that's basically from week 13. Our next episode, we'll give you our picks for week 14, and we'll give you our results from our picks.
Mm-hmm.
I know I didn't do very good.
I don't think I did too good either.
I think fantastic.
Yeah, I think Deeks had a good week.
Yeah, Deeks had a good week. But now we'll go on to college football. We'll talk about the playoffs first. So we had Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Oklahoma. They got it right.
I think it's Notre Dame, Clemson, isn't it? Or is it
No,
Oklahoma?
No, it's Alabama,
Notre Dame.
Clemson, Notre Dame,
Yep.
Oklahoma.
Yes, correct.
Notre Dame's playing Clemson.
Yep.
Alabama's playing Oklahoma.
Yes.
And-
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
And they got that right. They did.
Yeah.
Oklahoma and Kyler Murray. It's gonna be a fun game. The Alabama Oklahoma game. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, you got the 2 best offenses in the country. I said this last week. I really want Oklahoma to just go nuts. Like I think Kyler Murray.
It's gonna be a fantastic game.
CeeDee Lamb, Marquise Brown. Shout out cousin of Antonio Brown, Marquise Brown.
Is he really?
Yeah, he is.
What position is he?
He's a receiver. Ooh. That offense going up against that Bama defense with all those big scary guys on there. Kyler Murray, honestly, right now, my pick for the Heisman.
Mine also.
He's balling, and it's just gonna be a real fun game to watch.
Agreed.
All right, and then we'll move on to the just the Heisman finalists. So the 3 that were announced is Kyler Murray, Dwayne Haskins, and Tua. To be honest with you, this is kind of an obvious thing, and it hurts Tua because he's played two games in the fourth quarter, and his stat line, I believe, in the fourth quarter is he's literally 3 for 3. He has not played, and that's hurt. It's going to hurt him, and his stats look awful because of it. Haskins, he throws the ball all over the place. He has 348 completions. That helps him out. And he's throwing the ball all over the place. He has a really good arm. But the thing that sets Kyler Murray apart is his dual threatness. He has 892 rushing yards, and the next closest rushing yards is Tua with 190.
Wow,
That's insane.
that's unreal, dude.
That's what's gonna win it for him. That's unreal.
Yeah, that's unreal.
Yeah, but you know what I think? What makes Murray stand out is the fact that his backup didn't have to come in and win the game.
Yeah.
Because if Tua stayed in that game, I don't think Alabama
Yeah,
wins.
but you can't help an injury.
Yeah, you can't knock Tua for getting hurt. I agree with you. I don't think they win that game if he stays in the game because he was playing.
Well, then if they lost that game, I don't think he would be in the Heisman talks.
No, I agree.
I don't think he was the Heisman winner. I don't think any of us think he's a Heisman winner. Right
No,
now,
I don't think so either.
If I had to give my Heisman vote, it would be Murray
Mm-hmm.
because of the stats.
Yes.
Like that rushing stat is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
2,
Yeah.
it'd be Tua, and I honestly think it'd be Tua solely because they're undefeated. They're
And they're
number
Alabama.
one team in the country.
And that's all you hear about.
Exactly.
If
you only hear about Bama, Tua. Like it's really annoying.
Yeah.
But like, give them credit. They're the best team in the country. They're probably gonna win the national championship. But to be real, that's the reason why he's the number 2 right now. Because if he played at anywhere else where he actually played in the fourth quarter, possibly the stats would be better.
Mm-hmm.
But would he be getting as much recognition for a guy?
No way.
Exactly.
No.
Then you look at number 3, Dwayne Haskins. Is the sole reason why Ohio State is number 69.
Did the Heisman Trophy stance after he threw his
I think that was
his
a
5th touchdown against Northwestern?
good for him. I mean,
he's a
broke
good player.
Yeah.
He's probably going to declare this year because
Yep.
of how good he's been playing the last 2 weeks.
I agree.
He might be a better pure passer than both of these guys. He's got a better arm than both these guys, that's for sure. But
Yeah, he's thrown more than 500 yards in both these guys, so it's clear that he's definitely the best thrower in the finalists.
throws the ball a lot. Like you said, he has the most completions out of those guys. We were talking about that before. But, again, I think there's a clear favorite. And a lot of people are talking about, Tua this, Tua.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray's the Heisman. And if he doesn't win it, it's only because Bama's undefeated.
Exactly. And because it's Bama.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the total yards too, Kyler Murray has 4,945, Haskins has 4,700, and Tua's down there at 3,500.
Holy cow.
Yeah. He's a good quarterback. But he's not
I agree. It's just the sole fact that he hasn't played, and that's hurt him.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, I think just because of that sole fact that Tua gets most of the spotlight is that Kyler Murray is just overlooked. He's underrated. He's fast. He's got a good arm.
He's the reason why Oklahoma's good.
Oh yeah,
Their defense is not that good.
Mm-hmm.
They do have weapons around him. Like I said, Marquise Brown, probably a first or second round pick. CeeDee Lamb's one of the better receivers in the country. But like what he does, the versatility, his ability to stay in that pocket and throw the ball, reading defenses, checking down, changing plays.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a better player right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Does that mean long term I think he's a better player? I don't know. I see him more of a baseball player than a football player.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
He decided.
Yeah, he wants to play in
baseball.
Yep.
Well, because
But who wouldn't?
Yeah,
more money, less injuries,
longer
Exactly.
player playing.
Exactly. Who wouldn't? If you have a chance of playing two major league, if you're a professional in two sports, and one could come with life-risking injuries, and one is, in my opinion, you could have fun and just it's relaxed and you just have a good time.
I think
pick
that
the
baseball
obvious choice.
Yeah, and I think baseball's a lot more interactive with the fans too, other than football. I think baseball's a lot more up close and everything than football is kind of, 15, 20 yards from the stands?
Yeah.
Think about the sidelines and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So our consensus Heisman pick is Kyler Murray, correct?
Yeah.
And we have anything else to add about college football?
I don't believe so because we got it now. We have a 2-week break. Tua gets to rest up, and we'll start bowl games.
And I'm so excited.
We'll have a segment when the bowl pairings come out. We'll talk about what we think is
Maybe
right,
get
what's
some
wrong,
picks.
and
Yeah, we'll definitely get some picks.
yeah, for sure.
Or something.
That'll be fun, and
Another stew wager.
Yeah.
but I think that's it for today's podcast.
Yeah, that's all we got. Episode 4 comes out Thursday. We'll talk some picks, talk some football. Thanks again for watching. New website's up. Shout out Mahoney for making that website. It looks really good.
Thank you, Deeks.
We're working on getting on Apple Podcasts right now.
It looks like we're approved because I was able to get on it another way. But I think you guys can expect Apple Podcasts to be coming out within the next week, hopefully. I think at the most it'll be 2 weeks, which I don't see that happening. But look for it around a week. Maybe next week's episode even.
We're going to potentially try to get on Spotify if we can make that happen. Follow us on Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram. Leave something down in the comment section below. Do you agree with our ballots? Do you agree with our football talk? All that fun stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
All right, thank you guys.
Perfect.